number one, you're up.
Well, hello, Red Deer. My name's Calvin Iserman. I've been a resident of the city since 1961, so I know a lot about the history of the city. I currently work for Quinn Construction out of one of the chemical plants out at Joffrey, and sometimes I work on Apprentice. My wife is Liz Iserman. Her maiden name is Ilis Kupida. She's a member of the Filipino community. I really want to thank that community for their support during this campaign and their input. And sorry, can you hear me out there?
No. What is your name?
My last name is Y-Z-E-R-M-A-N. My first name is Calvin. My phone number is 403-309-5057. Call me with any questions. If you weren't able to hear me tonight, give me a call and I'll help you out. For myself, the main thing I want to tell you is that this is my third time running. I've really had a lot of encouragement in the community, and I really enjoyed helping people with the issues. Thank you.
Not working.
I'll do it. My name is Lynn Mulder, and once again I find myself excited to be seeking re-election to another term of Red Deer City Council. And it truly has been an honor and a privilege to serve the City of Red Deer for the past 9 years. I made the decision to seek re-election thoughtfully and deliberately because I believe that the role of councillor carries with it an awesome responsibility. And I'm here tonight as a candidate because I believe that I can continue to make a difference to the quality of life for all citizens. The knowledge and experience gained during my past 3 terms, coupled with my personal and professional skills, will continue to provide me with a solid foundation with which to address the critical issues which our city will face in the future. I know that as seniors, many of you struggle with affordability and accessibility issues in all aspects of your daily life. And as a council, we must continue to incorporate this reality into all of our decision making. We need to continue to hear from you, though, about how best to address these issues. Together, we have an exciting journey ahead, and I would be honored to continue to serve you for another term. Please vote Mulder on October 21st.
My name is Frank Wong, and I'm honored to have served our citizens for the past 9 years. I look forward to serving another term. I have demonstrated the dedication and drive to perform the duties of the City Council, which I enjoy immensely. My knowledge and experience would be beneficial to provide the foundation for the new council. My informal survey did not identify any common theme except the bike lane project. So I once again would try to champion a couple of issues which I have been advocating for years. One is that we need to work towards more balanced growth north of the Red Deer River and the east side of Red Deer. This means planning for residential and commercial area development close to the Queens Industrial Park. The other issue is that we need to improve traffic flow in the city through better synchronizing our traffic signals. We started the process with new software, and we have a project that's on 30th Avenue. If re-elected, I will work with council to address the above issues and any issues arising.
Good evening. Every successful individual knows his or her achievements depends on the community work of people together. My name is Donna Mori, and I understand that a minute is going to feel like speed dating here tonight for you people. I can only tell you that I've lived in Red Deer for 17 years, and I've been engaged for all those times as president of my community association with Parkvale, and I continue to hear and work with the residents so that we can continue to have an amazing neighborhood. I want to make that possible for all communities. I've worked in the nonprofit, both large and small agencies, with seniors presently right now. and with youth and social services, culture, as well as owning my own business. I don't profess to know all of the ins and outs of council or the municipality, but I have the experience of working at multiple levels of government, and I am passionate and eager to represent you. I hope that you'll take the time to learn more about me tonight. Thank you.
Good afternoon, everyone. I just quickly want to start off with a quote that goes quite well with tonight. Politicians and diapers have one thing in common. They have to be changed regularly and for the same reason. In many ways, you guys are going to hear from 30-odd people tonight why they should be elected. In all honesty, in my mind, at the end of the day, you'll have 9 elected officials that you'll hear tonight. In all honesty, I cannot guarantee that I can lower your taxes or anything, or get province to do anything, or the federal government. But in all honesty, I'm willing to work with the citizens of Red Deer, with Edmonton, and with Ottawa to make sure we do get a city that we will be proud of in the years to come. And I forgot to say, my name is Matt Chapin, and it's like Mary Chapin Carpenter, if you know any of you know singers. And just remember to vote.
Hello, my name is Calvin Goulet-Jones. A few weeks ago at the farmer's market, I had a gentleman come up to me and he said, "Calvin, I have about a year or 2 left in the city until I have to move away." And I asked him, "Well, why is that?" He said, "It's the taxes, Calvin. These increases, I just cannot handle it anymore. It's on my electricity bill. It's on my water bill. It's the tax increases are well above inflation year after year after year." The idea that we can tax above inflation year after year is absolutely ludicrous. We need change in this city. We need it badly. I am a voice for change. The status quo is not working. My name is Calvin Goulet-Jones. I ask for your vote on October 21st. Thank you.
Good evening, everyone. My name is Troy Waverkamp. I've lived in Red Deer for 13 years, grown up in central Alberta for 15. I'm the type of person that I've had people come up to me on the street, bus, anywhere, even where I work, talk to me, express their feelings. And for that, I'm the type of person that you can count on to be the voice for Red Deer, for the little people, all the way up to the business people. We need major change to become a better city, increase the population, and let everyone have a voice of what they feel what Red Deer should be. On October 21st, please vote for me, Troy Waverkamp.
Hello, my name is Tim Lazuda, and I see many of you share my hairstylist. Low hair style, I love it. I've lived in Red Deer for 16 plus years now, having moved here from Saskatchewan, and I've enjoyed living in Red Deer all this time. I've been an active participant in many levels of government at the civic level here, fighting for the Arlington Hotel, trying to change the way the city looks at heritage properties. I've lent my voice to issues from vaccinations to anything I feel like writing letters in the paper to. For the sake of this, though, I would like to think that if I'm elected councillor, I would like to make good decisions as much as possible every time. When we're in session, we have to make a good decision as much as we possibly can. If we make a bad one, we can't go back and remake it. I guess my time is up, so thank you very much.
Good Good evening. My name is Jerry Anderson, and I'm running for council because of concerns that all of us have. Accountability, debt, creativity. I grew up in a time, and I think by the looks of this room, most of us grew up in a time where going into, especially local politics, was considered a privilege. And you did it because you were doing it for your family, your neighbors, and your friends. You weren't doing it for a personal agenda. And that's my stance this time, is to get some accountability back into City Hall, at the council chambers, and at the administrative level, to quit overspending on everything we do, to start getting projects coming in on time, on date, without having to work to be redone. In over 5 years with my business on Ross Street, we lost an average of 1 business a month downtown. People closing their doors, moving out of downtown or moving out of town. And now oil companies are moving out. Thanks.
Just move this up a little. Hi everybody, my name's Paul Harris. I moved here 23 years ago, and as our former mayor Gail Sirkang used to say, that once you've lived in Red Deer for 6 months, you start to grow roots and you'll never leave. I love this city and I'm not planning on leaving. Firstly, I'd like to thank each of the council candidates that have put their names forward to run for this election. I think it's very important to our civic politics that people are willing to stand up for our city and do something for our community. And then secondly, I'd like to thank each of you for coming out tonight to listen to each of these candidates and make a wise decision at the polls. I'm currently a city councillor in my first term. During the last election, I promised to you that I would try my best to communicate with you, and I've done that on the streets, I've done that in the grocery stores, I've done that in the coffee shops, and I've even done that in the grueling space that we call social media. I prefer, of course, to speak to you face to face, and I'm always open to having a conversation and a coffee with you. Please feel free to call me. I hope that I can carry on the work that we've started with this council and carry on doing some of the things that we've planned. If I'm not elected, it will have been an honor to serve you for the past 3 years. If I am, I'll keep going.
I normally don't have to pull the microphone down somehow. Good evening, my name is Serge Gingras, and I'm running for city council. I'm running for office. Some call it politics. I call it professional community service. I think that running for office is a noble and honorable thing to do. And I'm running because I love my community and I want what's best for it. I have lived in Red Deer since 1985. I'm currently in my 29th year of service at Red Deer College. I teach French and Spanish at the college. I'm at the point where I'm looking at retiring at the end of this year. That may happen a bit sooner than that, depending on what happens on October 21st. And I want to serve my community because I love the community. And I have many good years ahead of me. I want to put them to good use. Over the last 28 years, I've been involved in many, many aspects of the community, whether it's arts or culture or health or sports. 1 minute goes by really, really fast.
I'm Darren Young, and I always have to move the mic down. I'm a member of the Red Deer First Group, but since that group dissolves in exactly 19 days, it's all about me tonight. My family and I moved here in '08, and we fell in love with the city. We love the beauty, the amenities. Most of all, we loved the great civic spirit that we felt here. Wasn't too long, though, after we moved that I started to notice with my professional eye some changes in the city. Increase in taxes, service fees, rising debt. But what really concerned me were the things that my family also noticed. And that was the fractioning of this great city. Fractioning over issues that have been brought to council and through poor representation or poor response still continue to linger within the community. I've served at the farmers market for every week for the summer, and I can't tell you how many people pit friend to friend, neighbor to neighbor, and it's certainly causing an issue. That's when I decided to run. I want to make Red Deer great again. Thank you.
Good evening, Red Deer. I have lucky number 13. My name is Diane Weinches, and I am running as one of your 8 city councillors and a current city councillor. I thank you for your support, your communication, and your critique over the last 3 years. I'm 54 years old of age. I've been raised on a farm in central Alberta, and I've lived in Red Deer since 1975. I'm married to my husband, Alan, who's a dairy farmer, but we live in the city. I've worked steady in Red Deer since age 15. I've been employed with the federal government, with the city of Red Deer in the 1970s, and I have a 30-year career with the Canadian Union of Public Employees in labour relations. That has given me grievance and negotiation skills, conflict resolution, mediation, and advocacy skills with provincial and federal levels of government. I left the position after my election in 2010 to dedicate myself full-time as a councillor. I have many years' experience on numerous boards in the city, and I'm currently a member of the Alberta Labour Relations Board and a Community Condo Association board member. I volunteer in my community with the Hospital Foundation Cattle Roundup and support our local United Way. I ask for your support. Thank you.
Hello, I'm Jonathan Wheeler, and by the way, my name is 5th up from the bottom of your ballot. I've lived in Red Deer for 17 years. I've worked in the oil field for 8 years. I own a business, and this is the city that I choose to raise my family in. And because of that, I have vested interest in this community. I want to work to ensure that my kids have a bright and prosperous future. In high school, my principal made a speech that has stuck with me to this day. He talked about being involved in the community, he talked about building personal virtue, and about being creative. And as a result of that speech, I started working out, I started donating blood, and I started volunteering in the community. Let me share my vision of the future of Red Deer with you. In the future, we will know we did it right if the most vulnerable member of our community is able to lead a healthy, active, happy, fulfilled life. In the future, we will know that we did it right if we've set a standard of environmental stewardship that is the envy of the world. And in the future, we will know we did it right if Red Deer continues to be a place where people love to live and want to stay. Please vote for me. Thank you.
Excuse me, everyone. Welcome. Thank you for being here. My name is Buck Buchanan, and I'm running for my 3rd term on City Council, and I've heard some people say that we're going to make the city great. I think the city's great already. I've spent about 6, I've lived in 6 different provinces and worked for about 30 years with the RCMP. And believe you me, I was at a conference here not too long ago, and I had 2 gentlemen from Barrie sitting with me, and they said, "What is it about Red Deer? Why does everybody know about Red Deer?" And I said, "Guys, it's great." I was at the Mayor's Recognition Awards, and one of the speakers said, "You know what makes Red Deer great?" He says, it's a place of volunteers, and it is. And all of the people here, congratulations for running for council. It's not an easy job. Recently there was an article in the paper suggesting that the change. It's a difficult thing to make change, and I will continue on with this as we go, but please vote for me on the 21st.
Hi, my name is Terry Balgobin. I'm a husband, a father, and the owner of a small business in downtown for the past 23 years. I'm a graduate of Lindsay Thurber High School. I've lived in Red Deer for more than 30 years. I continue to volunteer in a variety of business and service organizations, and for the past 19 years I've been an active supporter of the special needs within the city of Red Deer through being a board member of Parkland Class. I've been 6 years as chair of Habitat for Humanity, past president of Red Deer Leeds Executive Association, member of the Red Deer East Rotary Club, just to name a few. After 6 years of president of Habitat for Humanity, I see City Council as an opportunity to continue to serve my community. I believe that Red Deer is the best place to raise a family. Red Deer is a community built on solid Canadian family values. As a father of young children, I see what an abundance of opportunities available within our city. On October 21st, I hope you get your vote. Thank you.
My name is Tanya Handley. I have lived in Red Deer for over 22 years. I am the mother of 3 beautiful children. My husband of 20 years is smiling in the back. I have a background in banking that has instilled in me a great desire for good fiscal management. If I had to sum up my whole campaign in 2 words, something to stick with you tonight, it is common sense. Common sense is what I want to return to City Council and the decision making that has been going on. I felt very strongly that there have been decisions that have been made on Council that did not relate to good common sense, and that is something that I would like to return to it. Red Deer is a wonderful place to live. I love living here. This is why I'm doing this. It's been an exciting opportunity, and I hope to be successful in it, and I ask for your vote for Tanya Handley on October 21st. Thank you.
Good evening, everyone. My name is Lawrence Lee. Currently, I serve as the board chair for Red Deer Public Schools, but you can read that on my website, lle.ca. Now, the reason I'm running for City Council is because I think City Council's a people business, and I'm a people person. I grew up in this community. It's been part of me for my whole life. My wife of 22 years, yes, the same woman I've been married to, was born here, along with my 2 daughters that were born here too, and I'm not going anywhere. I've had many opportunities to work in corporate Canada. I actually had an office in Toronto where I flew on a weekly basis to go to Toronto, and I would fly back, and I always chose to stay here in this community. I choose to serve the community because I don't believe it's the best thing to be the best councillor in Red Deer. I think it's doing what's right and the best for Red Deer. That's what I stand for. I have a vision for this community that maintains the good things that we've had, and I want to carry that forward. Vote for Lawrence Lee on May 12th.
Hello, good evening. My name is Dan McKenna, and I live in Eastview, and I would be delighted to be chosen to represent you people in City Council. I would like the opportunity to direct the next 4 years of growth and management of the City of Red Deer. I believe we have to make safety and security a big issue. People hate their houses getting broken into and so on. Another very important issue that's dear to me is Sue advocating for the disabled transportation in this city. It's lacking in great needs, and we'll look after that if we can.
Use the microphone.
And I want to make a difference for every single resident in Alberta, in Red Deer, regardless if they are your youngest citizens, right to our seniors. All of your concerns are important to me, and I will ensure everyone's voice is heard. I'm asking you to vote for me on October 21st, and thank you for your support in advance.
Thank you very much. My name is Gary Didrikson. I'm in the sandwich kind of stage. I have looking after my parents, and I also have children and grandchildren. Raised in Red Deer, worked in Red Deer for the last 30 years, have a business in Red Deer, and right now I sit on the board at Bolton Prison and also the co-op board. I find Red Deer is a great place to live. I have a passion for Red Deer. I have my sons living in Red Deer. We're buying houses in Red Deer. We live in Red Deer, and I can't see any way moving away. I see a lot of familiar faces around here, and over the years, my parents worked in Michener for years, and then I came and I worked in Red Deer now myself. So I'm here to help you. I have a vision too. The vision is to work hard for you, and that's what I'm here for. And if you have any questions, I have 4 boys and a wife, and I've been married for more than 20 years, like someone said, but I'm much older too, so. And my wife works in the hospital in Red Deer. So if you have any questions, vote for Gary Didrikson, and that's Didrikson. Thank you very much.
Hi, I'm Dennis Moffat, and I feel great. And I want you to vote for Ben Ordman. He's a nice guy. I have a prepared speech. I grew up in Red Deer. I can actually say that I played on the Sunnybrook farm when it was the Bauer farm with the Bauer boys. And I worked for 15 minutes in their garden, and it felt like 12 hours. And it was the best Kool-Aid I ever drank. There's lots of great people here, but I'm sensing a lot of cynicism that isn't necessary. There's a lot of doom and gloom, and oh, you know, the sky is falling. You know, a bicycle lane has destroyed Red Deer. A councillor threw his hand up and said, it's a disaster, like a kid who has a bad haircut. It's a disaster. It's not a disaster. It's an idea that needs to be revised and changed, but it's progressive. Red Deer's a great place to live. It's a fantastic place to live, and it's only getting better.
I'm the real Dennis Moffat. I've lived here 52 years. I've been married for 52 years to the same wife. We have 4 wonderful children, and thank you, Red Deer, for giving me those children their opportunity to grow up here. I want to thank the Golden Circle for giving us this opportunity, however briefly it is. I want to congratulate you, the voters. You've never had it so good. You've got 30 good candidates to choose from, and if you can't pick 8 good ones out of 30, there's something wrong with you. I stand for a few things. I feel that the bicycles should share the sidewalks, not the roads that are too dangerous. It's dangerous for both of them. I'm for fluoriding the water. I think it helps our children. It doesn't hurt them. And it also enables those people who can't afford to go to the dentist a lot of protection. Those children need it. Thank you very much. Moffat's your man.
Thank you. Loud enough? Good. My name is Steve Coop. On the ballot, it's Stephen is the legal name. I came here mostly to hear from you. So I'm going to give you 30 seconds. Am I allowed to do that? I think that our ability to vote is the greatest freedom that we enjoy. That's my primary message tonight. I have a lot of community issues that I could talk about, but I strongly believe that it's a group effort of the future council that you elect. Everybody has to work together in a cooperative way, and that includes all levels of government. I think Red Deer is a beautiful place, and we've got some fantastic people behind me. So it's a great opportunity, and we all look forward to the future. Thank you.
Ignited by injustice and moved by purpose, purity of purpose. I'm Janella Spearing, and that is my mantra. I'm 50 years young. I've been married 29 years. I've spent the last 19 years raising 2 incredible young men. Red Deer's been our home for the past 12 years, and we instantly fell in love with the beauty and the amenities that it had to offer. I actually went to Marvell College in the first week that we moved here, so I took advantage of some of those amenities. I'm not one to sit idle, so quickly I got involved in the community through family connections that we had, through sports, school, and our church community. My background is dental assisting, home-based business owner, office administration, and bookkeeper. Over the years, I've served our community through numerous clubs, councils, leadership teams, committees, and conferences. I call that being in the trenches. And they've provided a way for me to be in the community and also to uphold our family values. Vote for Janella Spearing.
Good evening, I'm Betty Lynn Baker. I acted upon an opportunity that I have been given to run for City Council. My goals are to build strong relationships and maintain balance with budgets, business, social programming within this beautiful city we live in, Red Deer. I believe that by working together, we can keep the vibrant volunteers and the activities that Red Deer has such an honored place name, and locally, provincially, nationally, and internationally alive and growing. I believe that we can achieve great recreational centers of world-class caliber, as well as attract new industry and economic growth through our cooperation and participation of conversations and physical work. I believe that I can make a difference with my leadership and organizational skills. I have lived in Red Deer, this wonderful community, for over 25 years. I have raised my 3 lovely daughters here, and I look forward to having my 3 great grandchildren raised in this community as well. Please vote Betty Lynn Baker.
Sorry, I'm just getting over a cold, so if I sound a little hoarse, that's why. My name is Victor Mobley, and the reason I wanted to run for City Council is because I felt that, and in my entire life, I've always felt that people need to give back to their community, and one of the best ways to do that is running for political office. Me and my wife moved to Red Deer last year in June. The reason we chose Red Deer is because of the amenities that the city has. Some of the things that always come to mind is when we were looking for a community to move to in Red Deer from British Columbia, was a place that we could raise our kids and not have to have them move away like we were doing in our community. That was one of the biggest things that I saw when we were moving to Red Deer, just that we could build on this community, and that's what I want to do as a city councillor. I ask for your vote on October 21st.
Good evening, everyone. My name is Ken Johnston. My family and I moved to Red Deer in 1996 when I was transferred here as a bank manager. I've served numerous boards since arriving, and currently I serve on the boards of the Downtown Rotary Club and the Westerner Exposition. I'm running for council out of a passion to serve the city, to promote its growth and achieve its rightful place as the best place in Canada to live. Having recently retired from banking, I have the time it'll take to be an effective and connected councillor. We must continue to preserve and promote our cherished quality of life as measured by financial management, community safety, infrastructure investment, wellness, and social stewardship. But a vision for growth must be weighed against operating and capital financing realities. The city will need councillors who can understand the need for growth, balance that, and collaborate with our partners in the social, private, and public sector. Please partner with me to build on our entrepreneurial legacy. I have the capacity and broad experience. Vote Ken Johnston, October 21. Thank you.
Hi, my name is Lloyd Johnson, and I've been living in Red Deer since 1994. I'm very proud to be a participant in this election process. As a candidate, I would bring common sense thinking, and I would back my words with action. I would work to rebuild public trust in our council. My decisions would be based on
Use the microphone, please.
My decisions would be based on community voice, not personal opinion or special interest agendas. Right now, we are looking at a $284 million debt, and we require the development of a repayment strategy. Our roads, we require more investment into our road infrastructure to accommodate the needs now and in the future. Our council needs to reaffirm their commitment to local partnerships and initiatives that are working to help our community grow and be strong. Thank you.
Good evening, Red Deer. My name is David Helm. Red Deer first. That's the vehicle that allowed me to get here, nothing more. We've used this group as a method to help like-minded citizens run for office. Incumbents and bankers attempt to cultivate fear of our group. I fear the incumbents and bankers. As of October 21st, the group will no longer be active. $250 million debt. Bankers love the debt. That's approximately $2,500 per man, woman, and child living in Red Deer. So unless your toddlers and children have jobs to service their share of the debt, a family of 4 has a $10,000 city debt. How will this be fixed? current council, who spent money on legacy building and pet projects, has a solution for the debt. And the bike lanes that 81% of respondents said fail. The solution? Let the next council deal with it. $250 million and the bike lanes. It's time for change. David Helm.
Is that it? Is that the end
That's
of the
it.
row?
That's all.
All right, so that was the first round. Boy, we're doing good. You know what? You guys did awesome 1-minute elevator speeches. I was so impressed. Wonderful job. All right, I'm not going to read you the questions because we don't want to waste time. Each candidate will let you know which question they are answering. Okay, so just quickly share with them the question you have to answer and then answer it. And when you start answering it, that's when the timer will go on. Okay, people are writing down names, so introduce yourself again so that because they're, this is the time to impress and they want to make sure that they can put a name to a face. Okay? Let's start with number 1.
Hello again, Red Deer. Again, my name is Iserman, Calvin Iserman. I'll be at the very bottom of the ballots. Very easy to find. My question is, what are your plans to safely accommodate the growing number of citizens using bicycles for the main form of transportation? Pray. The answers are going to have to come from you folks, the community. We've tried the pilot projects. Over 80% of them works of the respondents to the question on the bike lanes. We're not happy with it. We really have to work on this. I think the answer to it's going to have to come from you folks out there. From my own experience, when I was a youngster here in the 60s, I was able to get around on my bicycle quite easily. Traffic wasn't as heavy as it is now. I was able to bike and forth to my friends, to school. But as the traffic got heavier and heavier, for my own safety, I chose to ride on the sidewalks. And so that may be part of the solutions, maybe looking at double wide sidewalks, expanding our trail systems. For our new subdivisions that are being developed, new districts, perhaps we can look at better solutions than taking away lanes of traffic. Perhaps we can build in a separate lane for bikes. And again, pray for me for this one. Thank you.
I'm getting old, I need my glasses on and get all ready. You don't start the timing, right, until I'm all in order. Okay, my name again is Lynn Mulder, and the question that I have is what should the City of Red Deer's role be in assisting the needs of the homeless, the frail elderly, and those who live in poverty? And having had time to review this question, I came to the conclusion that I believe there were 4 primary roles that the city needed to do to address all of these needs. First of all, I believe the city has a leadership role in bringing together not-for-profit groups to plan and ensure adequate services are available, to facilitate community discussions around current issues and gaps in service. A great example is Mayor Morris and what he did in building or creating a plan to end homelessness in 10 years. It's a plan which we use to this day. We use it to assist us in allocating funding and for providing services. And we have been a role model for other communities. A second role is an advocacy role, I believe. An advocacy role with other levels of government. Ensuring adequate funding for home support programs, housing, allowances, and grants that are needed by our citizens as well as our not-for-profits in order to run needed programs and supports. Thirdly, a partnership role with our not-for-profit groups. And I guess that's it. You'll have to guess what the 4th is.
My name is Frank Wong. My question is, If the province closes down the Michener pool, would you support the construction of a 50-meter pool? I would say support of a 50-meter pool should not be driven by the province's decision on the Michener Center. The pool should have to move up the capital priority list, which we have. It's not in the top 10 years, so you have to move up the list, which means that other items will have to wait. So when we get to do that, they'll have to discuss the 10-year plan. And so, yeah, we could do the pool. We could be creative like the city of Edmonton and spend some provincial MSI money, such as for the arena. But we also have to look at $85 million is quite a bit of money. So we need to be partnering with some of our corporation as well. But I see this as not a short-term project, maybe 4 or 5 years. So I can see that we can pool our money and save it up till then. That's it.
Hello, again, I'm Donna Moran. You probably have received my door hanger today. The question that I was asked was the same question that Lynn was asked, and that was, what should the city's role be in assisting homeless members of our community, frail seniors, particularly those living independently, and members of our community who live in poverty? Well, I truly believe, and it's something that I've had the opportunity to work on, and I'm working on right now with our senior population, and brought an initiative of home share together to Red Deer, where we try to promote our seniors sharing residence with our younger people, with our post-secondary students. And that's one way to address so that our seniors can continue to stay in their homes. However, to address the bigger picture of poverty and homelessness, I think that we need to come together as a community and really listen to the experts that we have, our agencies that are working on the front lines with them, and work with the municipality and the administration that are charged with the social well-being of our community, and further the plan that's already been in place. Thank you.
Hello again. The question I was given was first, how long have I lived in Red Deer, and how have I helped to make the city a better place? Firstly, I've lived in Red Deer 17 years, and literally for me that's most of my life. I'm a baby compared to most of these people. But one way I help make this city a better place is through two things: music and helping put this city on the world map. I am an alumni member of the Red Deer Royals Marching Show band. But I've worked with a great person I learned a lot from with being Keith Mann. But I had the opportunity many times to put this city on the world map, performing in Italy, Germany, the Netherlands, and all over Canada and Australia. Literally, I know how great the arts are in this city, and having a chance to show it on the world map is good.
Your name, please?
And I'm Matt Chapin.
Hello again. My name is Calvin Gooley-Jones again. My question is the same as Matt's. How long have you lived in Red Deer? And what have you done during that time to make Red Deer an even better place to live? I'd like to share a little story with you. In 2007, I lived in Grand Prairie. That's where I met my wife. I met my wife on April 4th, and May 13th, I was engaged to her. And then 5 months later, we came to Red Deer to get married in September 29th. We just had an anniversary a couple days ago. Now, my wife was from Red Deer. Her love for this city instilled a deep-rooted love that I have for this city. We went back to Grand Prairie, worked on getting the finances right, making sure the time was right, and we moved to Red Deer in 2010. As far as what have I done to make Red Deer an even better place to live, I've sat on a couple boards in Red Deer, Wild Rose, Red Deer South. I've sit on my board, or I sat on the board of my church. You know, I have 3 small children. The best thing I could do is raise my children to be respectful, to be honorable. I think if more people really gave their life into their children, this world would be a better place to live. Thank you.
Hello again, my name is Troy Lavercan. The question that I received tonight was, what are your plans to safely accommodate the growing number of citizens using bicycles for their main form of transportation? Well, the first thing that came to mind was safety. Safety for the bicyclists and drivers. That was the main concern that I had. And to utilize what Red Deer has already have in place was the pass through part of the beautiful areas of Red Deer. Also, council and mayor do not have all the answers. That's why we seek your input. Your input is valuable to us no matter what may come out in the end. So, no matter what happens, one of the main concerns that I have for bicyclists and drivers of Red Deer is safety. Thank you, and please vote for Troy Lavercan.
My name is Tim Lasuda, and my question is, should user fees be set so that recreational facilities pay their way? As someone who has been a recipient of the CARE program that the city of Red Deer has, I can safely say that the city does have programs to help people who fall, I guess, within the cracks sometimes. Yes, I think the city recreational facilities should pay their way in users of the facilities. There should be a multi-tiered system, as we have now. So I think this is a broader question of accessibility, not just necessarily recreational facilities, but programs that the city offers. And presently, there's a great opportunity in the city to use the programs that we do have. It's just that not everyone in the city knows about them. Whether it's because we haven't accessed it, we haven't been told about it, or a variety of means. And I guess the answer to this question is, if anyone has questions, they can just ask. There's ways to do most things in this city affordably.
You need to speak more into the microphone. People are having a hard time hearing you in the back, okay? Project.
If I speak any more into it, I'll climb through it. Good evening again. My name is Jerry Anderson. And the question I was given was, how long have you lived in Red Deer and what have you done during your time in Red Deer to help make it an even better place? Well, I moved here from Rocky Mountain House in 1987. I've worked in the public sector most of my life, 10 or 12 years with my own business. I think like most people in this room, volunteered and given back when you get a chance. I was fortunate enough to be on the 06 Summer Games Committee. I've been a volunteer at Loaves and Fishes, youth programs, the public library, helping out with some programs there. Currently do quite a bit with the Canadian Cancer Society. Our jail and bail fundraiser's coming up in a couple of weeks. All the support we can get from you, we'll appreciate. All of us have been touched by cancer in one way or another, so we know what's there. Whether I'm elected to council or not, I'm hoping to be. I will continue to give back when and where I can, because that's part of being a good community citizen. Thank you.
Hi, I'm Paul Harris. The question I have tonight is, what are your plans to safely accommodate a growing number of citizens using bicycles as their main form of transportation? Just like magic, I got that question. So to clear it up, I have no magic wand. I couldn't just go out there and do that for you. But I want to start by telling you what I probably have been most misunderstood about from the beginning of the whole bike lane project. And that is my very first stance, and is still my stance, is that bike lanes should be safe and separated. And so for those of you that know me will have known that that's what I've said. And over the past number of years, every city that I've gone to over the last 3 years, I've made a purpose of renting a bicycle and trying out their bike lanes and their roads to see what works and what doesn't work. And every time it comes back to me that safe and separated lanes work, and those are the kinds of lanes that we need. So as we think about the future, we need to think about the planning and how we're going to build those types of infrastructure into the city, in our neighborhood plans, in our trail plans, in a way that keeps the bikes and the traffic separated from each other and makes it safe for the users. Thanks very much.
Hello again, bonsoir, buenas noches. I speak French and Spanish, I have to throw it in. My question, and this is the first time you hear the question, I'm amazed that it hasn't come up yet. Should Red Deer have a concert hall? If so, how would you see it becoming a reality? I'd like to begin by saying that I'm a staunch supporter of the arts because it enhances the life of the community, and it allows artists to share their passion with not only the circle of artists around them, but also with the community. I like the art scene in Red Deer. I've been privileged to connect with musicians and authors, people who do visual arts, actors. And I was privileged in 1986 when the Art Center opened at Red Deer College to be on stage on opening night, being part of the show called The Dish of Cream. Some of you were there, might remember that. Since then, there have been talk about the Art Center and Memorial Center being too small to accommodate the Red Deer Symphony, for example, or bring more spectacular and big entertainment that Calgary and Edmonton are privileged to have. So I think if we have a new concert hall, a bigger concert hall, it will allow for more opportunities for the arts to really flourish in Red Deer. Thank you.
I just am so glad I'm not after Paul. I'd have to jump to reach the mic. My name is Darren Young. My question was, again, you've heard this. How long have you lived in Red Deer, and what have you done during that time to make Red Deer an even better place? I'm in a bit of a transition phase, actually, in my life. Having worked for the last few communities, having worked for the local governments of the last few communities that I've lived in, I've always been somewhat restricted in the sort of civic activities I can participate. However, I've always had the opportunity to volunteer, and even when I came to Red Deer, I've always continued to do that, volunteering with my church groups, youth groups, social projects, food drives, academic fundraising. However, my passion has always been civic government and wanting to work and provide service there. So, of course, this year, having gone from not being able to serve on a board, I guess I took the crazy leap, some people may say, and I've decided to actually try to run for council, where I think my experience and my background can do some good. My name is Darren Young. Vote for me, October 21st. Thank you.
I'm Diane Weinches. My question is, and it's a new one that we haven't heard yet, it is, what supports, if any, should the City of Red Deer provide for the arts? I want you to think for a moment what our community would be like without music, without dance, without theater, without painting. There's a recent saying that I saw. It was, in earth, E-A-R-T-H, without art, A-R-T, it is just A. I believe our city must provide supports to our community in the arts. This last week, with the Alberta Culture Week, we had a wonderful dynamic organization, lots of events, lots of dancing, and lots of theater, people coming together downtown. We have a wonderful symphony orchestra, and we have our Red Deer Royals to be proud of. We have the Red Deer Treehouse Theatre, which is also does some great work in our community with young people, such as a recent play on bullying that goes to the schools, that teaches the children about how to stand up to bullying. I think also that as a city, our support for the museum and art gallery is important. If you haven't seen our new centennial exhibit, that is all part of the centennial project. I believe in arts.
Hi, I'm Jonathan Wheeler, and once again, my name is fifth from the bottom of the ballot. So my question is, if the province closes down Michener Centre Pool, would you support the construction of a 50-meter pool? Over the next 18 years, the population of Red Deer is going to double. We need to anticipate that growth and act accordingly. Let me share my vision for the future of Red Deer with you. In the future, we will know we did it right if we are able to lead healthy, active lives. The demand for a 50-meter pool and for aquatic centers and recreation centers is going to continue to grow with our city. Yes, Red Deer will have a 50-meter pool. Where? I don't know. Maybe center, maybe north of the river. Michener Centre? Maybe it'll be a YMCA. Let's keep the conversation going. I believe in open face-to-face communication. And I really understand social media, which I hope, anyway, I really understand social media. Together, we can do great things. Thank you very much. Quote Jonathan Wheeler.
Excuse me, I think I got that cold that Mr. Mobley was getting rid of. My name is Buck Buchanan, and the question that I got, and we haven't heard it yet, is what do you believe to be the root causes of crime? And how do you propose to deal with the root causes? Well, the root causes, that's a fairly deep question, the root causes. I think it has, in my opinion, it has a lot to do with environment. We've done an awful lot in Red Deer in regards to homelessness. We're doing an awful lot in the future, and we were looking at it. There's a Central Alberta Poverty Reduction. So poverty, I believe, has a lot to do with root causes of crime. What do I propose to do? Initially, when I ran for council in 2004 and didn't get elected, that was one of my main issues. In 2007, I was fortunate enough, you folks, some of you folks voted for me, and crime was the issue that I was looking at. And since then, we've created a crime prevention center where we've brought a bunch of the crime prevention programs together. They weren't ready when I was on the force. I did, like I said, spent 29 years with the RCMP. My oldest daughter is a Calgary City police officer. My youngest daughter just came back from Australia to apply, and crime is where I live.
Two in a row. You've given me 1 minute to answer exactly the same question. What do you believe the root cause of crime, and how do you propose to deal with the root cause? Crime is a very complicated issue. It's also very simple. I believe the root cause, the simple answer for the root cause is the breakdown of the family, the breakdown of respect in our community. Young people today have less respect than they did years ago for the uniform. A police officer shows up, nobody cares. Society has changed dramatically from the sense of how we cared about each other. Young people today have a sense of wanting to belong. They want to belong to other groups, to community, and they want to belong with other people. And unfortunately, in our society today, the draw for that is crime. There's groups that attract our kids. It's no different than if you don't water your garden, weeds are going to take it over. It's exactly the same. And crime is all of our problems. It's not mine. It's not city councils. It's all of our problems. Thank you.
My name is Tanya Handley, and the question I received was, what should the City of Red Deer's role be in assisting, and I'm just going to address one of these questions, is frail seniors, particularly those still living independently. I'm actually very glad I got this question. I feel very strongly about this question. Our taxes continue to go up year after year after year, and those living on fixed incomes are strapped. Those living on fixed incomes don't have the extra to pay taxes increasing year after year. When I hear our city manager say
that the hundreds of millions of dollars of debt that our city is in is manageable, I think is ludicrous, because I don't think it's manageable for people who are living on fixed incomes. I'm very passionate about this. I would like to see better fiscal management and more common sense on council. Tammy Handley, October 21st.
Darn, I thought I'd make it like 4 for 4. My name's Lawrence Lee, and I'm running for City Council. My question, which all of us are, my question is, what do you believe to be the root causes of crime, and how do you propose to deal with these root causes? Well, I'll tell you, if I had that answer, we can all go home right now. I can resign and we're good. The reality is crime is a complex issue, and I agree with the last speaker that it is a community problem. And maybe not so much a problem, maybe that's not the right word, but a circumstance. And I think in order to deal with crime, you have to look past the circumstances that are in front of them. You have to understand, certainly from serving on the school board, you see it in its infancy in the schools. And they get younger and younger every year. Are they the root cause? Our children, our students? I don't believe so. But what do? We engage them. We talk to them, we find an understanding, and we gain a story behind each of them. And I think through that understanding, we can project into the future, and we can look at providing supports and programs that will enable our youth to better understand their circumstances.
Hi, my name is Dan McKenna. My question is, should Red Deer have a concert hall? If so, how would you see it becoming a reality? Well, first of all, we have the Centrum, we have Memorial Center. For this size of a city, I don't believe a concert hall is necessary, and if it is at all, yes. And if it is, we should probably look to the private investor to build this thing, maybe in collaboration with the city, and maybe we could look at rezoning land for them and maybe give them some concessions, whatever, and licensing. But as far as a concert hall, I would not support one at this time in Red Deer. Thank you.
Thank you very much. My name is Gary Didrikson, and I have seniors at home living by themselves, and what will the City of Red Deer do for that? Again, I said before I was in the sandwich stage, I have my dad still in his home by himself, and I find this is a great one. I have a passion for looking after him, and I think the City of Red Deer, with the community and the government, goes a long ways to help people. We have Meals on Wheels, we have drop-in people. My dad has people come in the morning and night, and so there's a lot can be done for us. So I think there's a passion for these people. We have to work with them, and a co-op program working with the city and working with the people, I think it works better. I think seniors, if they want to live at home, my mother lived there till their end, and my dad is now, and they love their home, their gardens, their backyards, and they grew up there. So I think that's their choice. So it's a choice I think is good. Again, what happens is that I feel Red Deer has a responsibility to be a coordinator for this, and I'm in favor of people living by themselves if they want to, and I'm found it works out very well. So my name is Gary Didrikson, and I'm running for council. Thank you very much.
Hi, I'm Ben Wardman. My question is, how long have you lived in Red Deer, and what have you done during this time to make it a better place to live? I've been blessed by living in Red Deer and raised to believe that everything is possible if you work hard. The thing that I'm proudest of is last year, although I'm a construction supervisor, I spent 1,000 hours at the Cancer Center as a laborer with pick and shovel, alongside fellows that have been criminals and are new to Red Deer and all kinds of people. My crew of 4 went through 120 guys. It was very hard work, and I'm very proud of that. I was the president of Neighborhood Watch. I was on the policing and taxi committees. I've done college fundraising, women's shelter fundraising, and worked physically for the food bank. I've been a suicide prevention speaker at Lindsay Thurber. This community is a great place to live. I'll give you the causes of crime. It's poverty, and it's drugs and alcohol. Immediately, it's drugs and alcohol because we're in a corridor where it's profitable for gangs. We have a new gang unit that the RCMP is running, and they're going to catch these people. Thank you.
Dennis Moffat again. Should Red Deer have a concert hall? If so, how would you see it becoming a reality? Well, we're blessed with various meeting places. The Memorial Center could have some construction done to it to improve it. And we're blessed with the Red Deer College facility, which in both cases, the acoustics are great. The Centrium wouldn't house excellent music. If we're willing to pay for these things by having fundraising, I would support it. Those are things that improve the arts in Red Deer, improve the lives of everyone that lives here. The one thing that I would object to, though, is bringing consultants in to tell us what to do.
Hi, I'm Steve Coop again. You probably have seen my brochure outside, C-O-O-P, nothing to do with the chicken, not one of those. The question I have is, should user fees be set so that recreation facilities pay their way? I think most recreation facilities do pay their way, one way or another. There's all kinds of different forms of sponsorship, corporate sponsorship, and different levels of funding. Many of the recreation facilities, like golf courses and ski hills, are run at a profit. So if it can be done, then that concept should be expanded. Somebody is making money. There's an opportunity. There's lots of opportunity in Red Deer. Most things we have to look at on an investment basis. That it can't all be paid by the government. It has to be shared again by group participation. People working together, representing different governments, different corporations. We have an example of the NMAC Centrium. There's all kinds of examples of that. So thank you very much.
Janella Spearing, and my question was, what should the role of the City of Red Deer be in assisting homelessness, seniors, and poverty? Well, I believe there are so many agencies and foundations and societies, programs in our city that are so incredible. And I believe the City of Red Deer's role is to just support them, whether that's financially or by their time, whatever, and just get out of the way. It's people like that that have the experience dealing with issues like this day to day. They're professionals, they know what they're doing, and I'm not going to say that I know more than them, so I just think our role is to communicate, listen to them. And I had a gentleman at the farmer's market talk to me about homelessness. He's taken 8 people into his home, and he's gotten them all off of drugs and found them jobs. He is experienced because he's gone through it himself. And I think we need to listen to these people. I'm Janella Spearing.
I'm Betty Lynn, and my question is, should user fees be set so that every recreation facility pays their way? I have 2 approaches to this. Our facilities that we have in Red Deer are a wonderful gift, and they help everybody. So I think that we have to make them accessible for everybody. But we also have to think out of the box and look at different ways to create buying and getting these facilities. Whether we partner with the college, whether we partner with some of the county areas, whether we partner with corporations and the city municipality. It's important that we have these facilities so that everybody's quality of life is improved.
Seems everybody's shorter than me again. Now, this is the 5th time this one's come up. What should the City of Red Deer's role be in assisting homeless members of our community, frail seniors, particularly those still living independently, members of our community who live in poverty, especially children? Now, my feeling is it's our community's responsibility to deal with that and to take care of those people. The city should definitely facilitate that, should be an advocate for that, just as Lynn and Donna said, and we should definitely look at the things that we need to help those people. Now, that being said, as Janella said, we need to look at the organizations that we already have in place and expand on those and make sure they are not being hindered in any way. I think of the example in New York where the mayor of New York, he was not allowing anyone to donate food because they were controlling what the people could eat, what kind of calories and their salt intake. And that's just something we can't have in our city either. So I don't want to see our government get too involved in that. We should leave it to the private organizations that already do a wonderful job at that. My name is Victor Mobley, and I ask for your vote on the 21st.
I'm done already. That's scary. Good evening again. I'm Ken Johnson, and I've drawn the pool question, so let's dive right in, shall we? If the province closes down the Missioner Centre pool, would you support the construction of a 50-meter pool? Well, at this point, we have no idea what the province's plans are concerning the Missioner pool and the lease arrangement. Would I support the construction of a pool? Yes, I would. The fact today is that we're the only city in Western Canada with a population of about 45,000 people without access to a 50-meter pool. We're running a pool deficit because our population has increased 30% since the Collicutt Centre, and it continues to grow. The economic benefits of a pool are immense. It would draw events and people from across the country. It would have a positive impact on the hospitality industry, the transportation industry, retail, and tourism. It would be a true community resource, stretching across all demographics and all seasons. I'd like to see the financial break-even point on the pool. I'd like to see the economic multiplier of the pool, and I'd like to see us get in with some private investors to make this thing happen. I'm Ken Johnson. Appreciate your support on October 21.
I'm Lloyd Johnson, and my question is, what are your plans to safely accommodate the growing number of citizens using bicycles as a main form of transportation? I have to say I'm an avid cyclist, and this summer I spent most of it crisscrossing Red Deer, and I had no problems. I was using the trails for most of that time. I only wish that we will continue maintaining our trail systems, enhance them, and enhance crosswalks where streets intersect the pathways. I agree with the majority of people that the bike lane pilot was never in demand, there was never a need, and it should be shelved, and bike lanes should be a concept for future visioning only. Thank you.
I'm David Helm, and I drew the short straw, so I'm last again. But I expect to be first when you think of on the ballots. Question I got is, how long have you lived in Red Deer, and what have you done during that time to make Red Deer an even better place to live? Well, one of the things I did was recently I brought a partner from Edmonton, and she's in the back cheering for me, so a new citizen for Red Deer. I taught Hunting Hills High School for a number of years, and made a lot of connections with a lot of young people, helped a lot of young people in their lives. I still stay in touch with a lot of them, and it's been great. While I worked at a Harley-Davidson dealership, I organized a lot of toy runs and benefits, did the pancake breakfasts. I helped the staff at elementary schools while my daughter was in elementary school, and spent countless hours there working with the teachers. And I raised an awesome daughter as a single dad here in Red Deer. Thank you much. David Helm, October 21st.
Okay, we're 10 minutes behind, but that's not too bad considering everybody had to tell you what their question was. So we're going to start with the third round.
I'm going to read the question once, so you guys do not have to do it. And the question is, what is unique about you that will benefit the city of Red Deer if you were elected? We'll start with number 1.
Well, Red Deer, what's unique about myself is I'm probably one of your choices today that's been around about the longest. I've been here since 1961. I was very fortunate that my mother had the wisdom to move her family from Bowden to Red Deer when I was 1 year of age. And Red Deer's been very good to me. I'm a great ambassador for the city. I've been active in volunteering and fundraising. And so I have the drive and passion to work with a good team of individuals to even improve on our strengths, to work on our weaknesses, and to be wise enough to know that it takes the citizens to build a city, not the city council. So I'm willing to engage anyone at any time with any ideas, with any input, and I feel that's probably my most valuable quality that I can give to the public. And once again, my name is Calvin Eiserman. I'm looking for your support on October 21st. I'll be the last person on the ballot. Thank you.
Thank you. I'm Lynn Mulder. And I believe that it is the combination of our skill sets, our personality traits, our beliefs and values, our life experiences that make each of us unique as individuals. And much of who I am today is a result of my educational and my work experience, as well as the interaction with colleagues and friends along the way. I began my professional life as a nurse and then returned to university to get my Bachelor of Science in Nursing and my Master's in Education. I've had close to 30 years of senior administrative and teaching experience in the public post-secondary system, most recently as president and academic vice president of Red Deer College. And as a result, I developed strong skill sets in a number of critical areas: team building, community building, strategic planning, both fund and fundraising, as well as financial management of large budgets in changing financial times. Personally, I believe in and value people first and foremost. I value diversity and believe that everyone has something important to offer. And in addition, I believe in the value of participation in decision making, and I'm committed to the concept of transparency. Please vote, please vote Mulder, October 23rd. And I don't know where I am on the ballot.
It's Frank Wong again. The uniqueness is my 32 years experience as a member of the planning department for the city of Red Deer. There'll be about another 28 years till that happens again with this planning staff. I've seen the city grow from a population of 27,000 to 76,000 when I retired. In that time, I helped either plan or approve some of the subdivision. Since being elected, I work hard to represent all citizens and try to attend as many open houses and public meetings as possible to listen to people's concerns. I'm committed and accountable as I have a perfect attendance record in regular council meetings, special council meetings, as well as many budget meetings during this past term. I bet you nobody else can say that. So I want to brag again. In fact, I have a perfect record for the last 3 terms. So I have also increased my volunteering.
Again, I'm Donna Morey, and I think you have 30 unique individuals sitting in front of you tonight for you to make your choice of. What makes me unique over any of them, I think possibly is the fact that I've had an opportunity to live in 4 provinces. I grew up in Montreal, I lived in Vancouver, I also had the opportunity to live in Fort McMurray when it was going through extreme growth. I'm a mother, I'm a grandmother, I'm a wife. I have the experience of time, of my volunteer work. All of those things are detailed on my door hanger. I'm an approachable individual that's available to speak to you at the farmer's market, or at any given time you have my email addresses and my phone numbers. So I think that I've demonstrated that accessibility through the work that I've done in the community in the last 17 years that I've been here. And I just really want to give you people all a voice at that council table. So I hope I'll have your support on October 21st. Donna Mori, thank you.
Hello again. My name is Matt Chapin. When I first heard this question, it was something that I really was excited to say, but extremely nervous for me to answer. What's unique for me that if I got elected to council would benefit the city in ways, I would fight for any issue that would totally affect this city. As much as I respect the current council, because they are great people, in my mind, they do not fight enough for mental illness. When I was a year old, my mother got diagnosed with schizophrenia. And with the province announcing that they're shutting down, their plans to shutting down Mitchell Center, that makes me worried and scared in ways for the families involved and for the city. In many ways, I will fight for the city.
Hello, Calvin Goulet-Jones. One thing that's unique about me is that, you know, our city has an immense amount of blue-collar workers, and I'm very proud to be a blue-collar worker. I'm very proud that I work with my hands. I am tired when I go home. I spend time with my children after that, and it's everything I could do to stay up till 8 o'clock because I'm so tired. You know, I represent a huge portion of this population, more so than I think anyone up here. I am proud of being the voice for change. I am proud to be, I think you know this already, I'm a very passionate person. I'm very excited for this election, and I look forward to talking to you guys later. Thank you.
Hello again, my name is Troy Ravercan. What makes me unique for council is that I see a positive change in Red Deer. I call Red Deer my home, and all of you here call Red Deer your home as well. I've lived in Red Deer, like I said, for 13 years. I've worked with the public, both at the South End Walmart and also in the arts of display fireworks. So I have the ability to talk to people, give them the information that they want, and proceed with a positive change. I see Red Deer becoming a better city for everyone that lives here and everyone that visits. What I would like to see is Red Deer to become even more better, that everybody that leaves Red Deer go, wow, we should come back here next time. Please vote for me on October 21st, Troy Watercan.
My name is Tim Lasuda, and there's one thing I can certainly say that I'm unique in. I'm the only one up here who's been published in Mad Magazine. So I can officially say I'm one of the usual gang of idiots. And I'd like to say I would hope to be one of the gang of councillors that run our city council for your benefit. I'm an author, which means I think out of the box quite a bit. I write comic books, believe it or not. I also write biographies of comic book artists, so I talk to people who see things a little differently. But working through a variety of jobs in my life, construction, management, whatever my hands find, I've developed a global perspective on a lot of things through my international contacts. And it's amazing how we think sometimes a little box called Red Deer isn't affected by what happens worldwide, but yet it has a huge impact. If we don't look at the big picture, we can't understand the little picture. If we don't look at the little picture, we don't get the big picture. Thank you.
Good evening again. My name is Jerry Anderson. I guess one of the unique things about me compared to the other 29 people is I have no degrees. I grew up on a farm. One of the things I was taught was, when you listen, hear what's being said. Just listening is a waste of time. I've lived and worked from one coast to the other, from north right out into Mexico, in various jobs, everything from a busboy to a business owner. General manager of some major hotels, bar manager in others, truck driver. 45 years of work experience. I've had to make more than one decision and more than one tough one. I've been a vice president of the Provincial Wildlife Federation. I've been on the executive of my Legion branch. Several different community groups as a volunteer. And the biggest thing, I guess the best asset I have is I will listen and I'm stubborn.
I'm Paul Harris. I think it's important for you to know that I've been a business owner in this city for 20 years and have experience in restaurant development, food service, property development, and I've had a strong ability in budgeting, finance, and market development. Several years ago, my partner and I bought the Capitol Theatre in the old downtown Red Deer, and we've put Sunworks in that. Many of you have been there, so you can see how that's developed over the years. I've served as a board member for the Cultural Development Association of Red Deer and also the president. I've served as a board member and president of the Red Deer and District Community Foundation and have a great understanding of all of the charities in the city and the various issues that we have, as well as I've served as the president and a board member of the Downtown Business Association. So all of these things give me a little bit of perspective on where our city is and where we're going, and I hope that you'll take that into consideration when we go to the polls on the 21st. Thank you.
Good evening again. My name is Serge Gingras, the French name on the ballot. What's unique about me, and it's also what prepared me for City Council, is my experience. My experience in the public sector as an educator and as administrator. I had the privilege of being the chair of the Department of Humanities and Social Sciences at Red Deer College, which is a department that oversees the operation of the Bachelor of Arts program. And I manage a team of about 70 instructors, and I had a group of about 450 students under my guidance. My experience in the community, I've been involved in the community at many, many different levels, and I had many opportunities to get involved, and I availed myself of those opportunities. I'm one of the founding members of the local chapter of the French Canadian Association of Alberta here in Red Deer. I've been involved with the Central Alberta AIDS Network Society as a board member and chaired the board. I've been involved with the Central Alberta Refugee Effort as a volunteer, and I took training from the organization, and I could go on and on and on and on. Thank you.
My name is Darren Young. I'm the second one above the hard one that's, the hard one to spell. Anyway. What I bring unique to this position, other than the snappy bow ties, is 2 decades of public works, or working with public governments. I've sat in numerous councils and administrative meetings, and the experience that I bring is beyond just looking at information in front of you, raising your hand year and nay. I've been the guy that's had to actually fix budgets, allocate resources, develop plans, and ultimately face the consequences when you meet the citizens on a daily basis. The other thing that I bring is ideas. When I talk about fixing taxes or managing debt, I'm not talking about ideas that I just thought up when I drove to work that morning. I'm talking about ideas that I've seen work in other public organizations. Places just down the road, not halfway across the world.
Thank you.
Anyway, vote for Darren.
Hello, Red Deer. Unique can be defined as being different in usually a good way. And I'm sure many of my colleague candidates share those similar attributes, but I do believe humility is an important attribute to have as a community leader. In saying that, here's what I have to offer you that will benefit our city. You may have heard of the terms IQ, EQ, LQ, and GQ. I believe I possess those traits. IQ, intelligence quotient, EQ, experience quotient. IQ, LQ leadership quotient, and GQ I got it together quotient. I have a tough skin, but a soft heart, and I enjoy people and problem solving. I have a passion for our community and for politics. I'm always ready to roll up my sleeves and take on the city challenges. And I have a strong work ethic, and I'm a hard worker. I have the schedule and time to meet with you as citizens. I participate and volunteer in our community, and I have the 3 C's. I'm a critical thinker, I'm collaborative and creative. I'm always willing to listen to all sides before making a decision, and I'm a thoughtful decision maker.
Hello, I'm Jonathan Wheeler, and I'm 5th up from the bottom of the list. What I got is a big heart. I advocate a people-centered approach to urban design. Let me tell you a story. I was standing by the train station in the Superstore parking lot looking towards the McDonald's, and I saw an old man in a wheelchair, and he was coming down the sidewalk, and when he got to the approach, the asphalt was heaved, and he couldn't get over that bump. So he went off the curb in his wheelchair. And then, when he crossed the road, he got to the other side, and there wasn't a sidewalk. So he was compelled to ride his wheelchair in traffic to get to the grocery store. So, what can the city do? We can fix that bump, and we can build a sidewalk. And what do I advocate on council? What policy? I advocate pedestrian-friendly intersections. Please vote for me. 5th from the bottom, Jonathan Wheeler, thanks.
Thank you. My name is Buck Buchanan, and as we've heard, everybody brings a unique set of skill sets to the table. I think just recently had a conversation with the chief of Calgary City Police, and I said, Rick, I said, I'm going to rejoin. And he looked at me and said, rejoin? I said, yeah. He said, why are you going to rejoin, Bucky? I said, because I want weekends and holidays again, Rick. I'm getting tired of working all the time. And that's really, and I've heard a lot about family here tonight, and I kudos to the people with small kids, but for me, it's not a job for small kids. I'm a dad. Jonathan, Mr. Goulet, Calvin, 10 days I knew my wife before we got married. 34 years, 3 adult kids. The oldest, like I said, she travels back and forth to Calgary as a Calgary City Police officer, and the youngest just came back from Australia to put her application in with a police department. For me, this has been truly an honor, folks, and it's not an easy job. It's a balancing act. There's so many things that come to the table with politics, and I hope you vote for me again. Thank you.
Guess I'll tell you my name this time. It's Terry Balgobin. One of the hardest things I've had to do during this adventure is to talk about myself. It's I believe in actions and followed by words. And but I'm a small business owner. I've been in Red Deer for over 30 years. I've been in business for about 23 years in Red Deer. I've been downtown in the same corner. I've had the privilege of something unique. I've restored the old green block, which is the old Holmes Drugs building for some of you who's been around here. Several years ago, thanks to my friend Michael over there, I won the Heritage Award in Red Deer. I'm very excited about the city of Red Deer, and I'm one of those people who listen, make decisions, and get things done. If you've known me for a long time, and a lot of you have, that's my attitude, so thank you.
My name is Tanya Handley. I'll just share a very quick story with you about one of the reasons that I decided to run for council this time around. A few years ago, I wrote to our last council over concerns with what I deemed to be excessive spending on our new civic yards. I sent this email and I received 2 responses back. The first response defended all of the spending and actually put me down for questioning it. And the second response, the entire email said, if you don't like it, you run then. That was the whole message. And I was livid. The Irish in me came out. And I thought long and hard about that, and I thought, you know what? Why not? Why can't just a regular person like myself, I don't have a big resume, I don't have letters behind my name, I'm a regular person with good common sense, and I said, why not? So here I am, Tanya Handley. Thank you.
Lawrence Lee, Chair of Red Deer Public Schools, President of the Red Deer and District Chinese Community Society, sit as a director on the Public School Boards Association of Alberta, and I actually coach senior badminton at the high school. I pair that and temper that with, out of university working for Jim Pattison, working under a program structured by Bob Nardelli, who's the CEO of GE at the time. But that's not what's important. What's important is, I've lived here my whole life. I have a unique perspective that is Red Deer through and through. I hold that perspective high. I have a passion to serve this community, and I want to continue with that passion because I can blend things. I temper that business experience with my community service, and I'm able to sit at the table and gain consensus and to make decisions that at the end of the day have to be made. I'm not afraid of making decisions. I'm not afraid with dealing with budgets. But I always understand and empathize with the personalities and the people behind those decisions. Lawrence Lee.
Dan McKenna's my name, and I can tell you what's unique about me is I work in the casino over downtown. And I work with thousands and thousands of volunteers every day, and I hear the same problems from this one and that one and this one and that one. And I put it all together, and then also, I can also attest the fact that there's been more money through my hands in the last 32 years than this council is in debt. And I can also tell you that every one of them is balanced. So that's what's unique about me, and I get this conversation day in, day out, at least 260 days a year. And it's interesting to note, and this is really what it comes down to, why I'm even approaching this issue, is I believe that I have a voice to bring to that table that maybe will just maybe level the playing field a little bit, and we'll get some common sense in how we approach to spend the taxpayers' money. Thank you.
Thank you very much. My name is Gary Didrikson. Uniqueness, I don't know if I'm unique or not. Just an average guy. Grew up on a farm, moved to Red Deer, went to high school, went to NAIT, University of Calgary, Edmonton, and a few other places. But what happened is now I sit on board of the penitentiary where I can actually sit down with Native societies, and we have sweat lodges and other things out there at the penitentiary. So we can do that with part of the organization I'm in. So I know what crime's all about. And also about running a business. I've been downtown in Red Deer for 40 years. I have the oldest house in town. I think where the business is 106 years old. So what do I have unique? Well, I'm a goer. I can say yes, I can say no. A lot of people can't say no, and I can say it. So what I'm here to say for you, vote for Gary, is a vote for a chance to have Red Deer being on the map, to grow, prosper, and I think Red Deer is posed to go bigger and better, and I want Red Deer to do that. Because when I was going to school here, we did survey the college grounds and a bunch of other things. So thank you very much, vote Gary. Didrikson. I don't know where I am on the list.
Hi, I'm Ben Wardman. I'm unique in that when there's extreme crisis, I always ask myself, what would Bob Newhart do? In everything that you do, and I've had careers in education, real estate, and construction, fairness is an issue. You have to work at it. It's not a hat you put on or a robe. It's not a cookie you break in half. It takes work, and it just doesn't happen. It's a process. It requires research, listening, and insight. You have to recognize bias, your own and others, and conflict of interest, build rapport, be open to new ideas, and think critically. Fairness can often be inconvenient, but it is paramount. It is not a means to an end. It is the right principle to follow, and a noble end in itself.
Dennis Moffat, it hurts to toot your own horn. But here goes. I do things a long time. I taught school for 36 years, and every day was a joy. I was on city council for 27 years, and a lot of the amenities that we enjoy, I had a hand in. I'm proud of that. I am married for 52 years. That's a long time. What I'm saying is that we're going to have a new council, and we need somebody with some experience. And I know how to work with administration, and I'm a team player. So consider me seriously when you vote on October 21st.
I forgot my name. Can anybody remind me? Thank you, thank you. I want to say thank you. It's really been a privilege. I'm fascinated by the number of people that are out tonight. It's wonderful. And thank you for giving all of us this opportunity. I wanted to share one detail that's on my campaign brochure. I have a pledge. On the brochure is a picture of the Crimson Star, which is the official flower of Red Deer. It's beautiful. It's the red flower on the front. And that became a symbol of my process through this campaign. And I made a pledge that if I'm elected, I'm going to donate 500 of those flowers to the city. That's going to be a start in making things a little bit more beautiful in our parks. I've traveled a lot, as you, probably 27 countries. And so I've learned a lot about different cultures all over the world, and everybody in Red Deer comes from those two areas. Thank you very much.
Janella Spearing, and like Terry said, I find it really hard to talk about myself. But the quality that makes me unique is I'm at a point in my life where I have the time to commit to our community. I've been in, like I said, the trenches, and I've seen it all in the experiences in our community, and I believe that makes me a great candidate. I'm very tenacious. You can just ask any of my three guys at home. I'm passionate about Red Deer. I'm excited to share in the future that this city has because I can see great things for it. And I believe I'm logical, open-minded, compassionate, and have a very genuine concern for the people in our community. So vote Janella Spearing.
I want to thank all my fellow candidates tonight because, you know, we are very fortunate to be here. We must remember that our vote and is our voice. We are fortunate to be able to have this privilege because lots of people around this world cannot have the privilege that we have to be in this room tonight together to be able to hear everybody's voices. A community is built by those who live and work in Red Deer. Red Deer is a family, a business, a social program place, and community whose needs are met through dedicating, caring, and compassionate individuals. Let us have vision and dedication to keeping this amazing community open to the new possibilities that arrive each day. I'm Betty Lynn Baker. I really would like your vote, but you know what? Just get out and vote October 21st, because that's the most important thing.
Again, Betty's smaller than me. I don't understand. Gotta keep moving the mic up. My name again is Victor Mobley, and I appreciate you guys all for coming out here tonight and spending your hard-earned time off to be here to listen to all of us. I hate tooting my own horn. I really do. That's what everybody knows about me. I'm fairly humble as it comes down to it, but one thing I do believe that I can bring is the fact that I haven't lived here my entire life. Now, some people may say that's a disadvantage, and I see it as an advantage. I haven't done things the same way. I haven't looked at things the same way. Now I'll bring a new perspective to the council, and that's what I believe my biggest and strongest trait that I can bring to this city. I look forward to seeing you guys at the ballots, and my name is Victor Mobley, and I look forward to your vote.
I'm Ken Johnson, and I'm dressed like my brochure. So anyway, I think my professional and community background will serve Red Deer very well. You know, I sat back tonight and I said, you know, what a tremendous community that I could be blessed to be president of the Downtown Rotary Club. I could be blessed to take somebody to Safe Harbor for drug addiction treatment. I could visit somebody at the Remand Center. and I could get the 2012 Diamond Jubilee Medal for outstanding service to the community. Beyond that, ladies and gentlemen, I was known in my career as a consensus builder, as a people developer, as a negotiator, as somebody that was able to bring different camps together and make them see a common vision to get things work. I'm still going to parent-teacher night at Notre Dame High School. Can you believe it? It's true. I have a passion for this city and appreciate your support on October 21st. Vote Ken Johnson. Thank you.
In my career as a chef, I had to manage a hotel, restaurant, and catering facilities. And through that, I learned business management, employee management, and marketing. Here in Red Deer, my involvement with nonprofits, I've experienced the value of community commitment and working towards a better community health. Right now, I'm volunteering with Safe Harbor. I step in to cook for 24 people detoxing, and it's enhanced my whole appreciation for issues that we have in our community and the needs that exist. And it's made me a better person for it. I have an inherited commitment to serve my community, and that comes from my mother, who works is an Aboriginal elder in this community, and she works tirelessly to make sure everything's good. Thank you. Vote Lloyd Johnson.
I'm last again. If you've seen a dog in a sidecar in Red Deer, he's my campaign manager. A vote for him is a vote for me, David Helm. I'm brutally honest and trustworthy, and I put my family above anything else. When a city decision is to be made, I will think, how does it affect my family or other Red Deer families? Everything I do, I strive for perfection, and for me, everything less is unacceptable. As evidenced in my attention to detail that can be found in my motorcycle restorations. My businesses allow me flexibility to work on any city matters without conflict, giving my full attention and priority to city issues as I would my own. I don't run my businesses or my household with outstanding debt. I also don't believe that city debt should be allowed for non-self-supporting ventures, counting on the taxpayers to pick up the bill. I feel that we would be in better shape if we saved money for...
Thank you.
Thank you.
So we have reached the end of our councillor candidates and their time. So give us a couple minutes as we switch over because the mayoral candidates will be up. We are a little behind time, but the candidates for mayor still will have their allotted time. We just won't be able to have questions from the floor. After, at 8:45 to 9, councillors, candidates have said that they'll stay around. If you want to meet with them and chat with them and try to find a corner in a round building to have some questions answered, they will be available to you. So we're going to switch over now to the mayor candidates.
Hello folks, thanks for showing up tonight. My name is William Horn. I have a Master's in Business Administration from the University of Alberta.
You've got to be right on the mic.
Oh, really?
Project that voice.
Hello, my name is William Horn and I have a Master's in Business Administration with a major in Finance and Tort Law, which is contract law, the rules that business is run by. In school, my fame came from valuations on stocks, bonds, mutual funds, and companies. Valuations are the benchmark of the price of an entity is appropriate or overvalued or undervalued. This financial experience is what you desire for taking your city forward with confidence and solid direction. We need to look locally in our goals with worldly experience, education, and business know-how. My focus must be on the wants of the constituents partnered with this knowledge to bring proactive best business practices to the people of Red Deer. We need bargaining and negotiation. We need to work with our stakeholders, come up with the best solutions. The macroeconomics of our world helps shape these choices and lays out our options for success through optimal decision analysis and making. Thank you for being here, and our candidates all appreciate you coming out. There's a whole series of forums coming up, and then we wish you would show up for all of them. Thank you for your time.
Hello, test one. My name is Dennis Trepanier. It's time to pay attention. A friend came up to me and he said, "Do you got rocks in your head?" I said, "Yeah." Like, what am I supposed to say to that? It was in church, no less. What he was trying to say to me is, why are you going to run for mayor? Well, here it is. I'm here to answer that question. I am concerned. You're concerned. People I talk to are concerned. Red Deer has a problem. We have a crime problem. I call it safety and security. It's the first pillar in my platform. I could throw out stats for you. I can give you CSI stats. I can bring the McLean's thing. I can go talk to the RCMP. But all you got to do is talk to your neighbors. I've been broken in twice. I know all kinds of people had their garages broken and cars and everything like that. Folks, we got to wake up. We have to take off the rose-colored glasses and see the problem before we're going to fix it. Let's go a little bit about spending. The wanton, wasteful spending of the last 9 years is horrendous. I could come up with examples. I have 2 minutes. I'll pick one. Let's say the bike lanes. What a waste of my taxpayer money and your taxpayer money. Don't believe anybody who says this isn't a waste. $1 million, how much could we use that? How many RCMP officers could we put on the street to take care of the criminals that are running around our town? Like, listen, folks, this is real stuff. Not only that, debt's rising. I don't have time to talk, but debt is not a good thing. Take a look at the United States. The most powerful country in the world is almost broke, and taxes going up.
Thank you.
Whoops. Knock myself out with that microphone. How's that? Is that working? Okay. Right into it. There we go. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, fellow candidates. I'm Cindy Jeffries. What makes a city a great place to live? What compels us to stay here? People become attached to a place when it has good things to offer: attainable housing, employment opportunities, good schools, arts, culture and sports, parks and recreation, and transportation infrastructure. Red Deer, the city we all call home, is important to us. I am a leader with the courage to move our city forward. I see 4 areas to take action on that will make our city even better. Firstly, work with private sector investors to redevelop riverlands and rail yards areas and intensify land use in the city's core. The city has a role in facilitating this to help expand our tax base. Secondly, improve our transit service. It needs to be more frequent, and our delivery models and hours of operation need to be reviewed. Transit is essential and enhances quality of life for many of our citizens. It is important to our city's future. Thirdly, work with the community and potential partners to build much-needed recreation and cultural facilities in our city. We need to be responsible with tax dollars and work to find the right solutions. The reality is we're falling behind. Many cities have made these investments. They have found a way to do it, and we can too. And the fourth area, bringing our regional municipal partners together for the benefit of Central Alberta. Together, we need a strong shared vision for regional services for Central Albertans, including the areas of ambulance dispatch and emergency services delivery. We need to be responsible leaders in this process. In closing, my commitment to you is that I will work to improve our communication and connection with you. Good communication and relationships with our citizens are essential. Building a great city takes commitment by every one of us. On October 21st, I ask for your support. Please vote Jeffries for mayor.
Hello. Hey. Hi, my name's Chad Mason, and I'm running for mayor.
I'd like to talk about 3 topics. I'd like to talk about public service, municipal debt, and the role of government. I think it's important that City Hall understands that public service is all about serving the community, the taxpayer, the citizen, and the voter. I commend our current council for the job they've done, but I also think that it's something we can always improve on. Secondly, I'd like to talk about municipal debt. Some people like to use the analogy of buying a house. We need to incur debt to buy an investment, but we have to remember where we're at. We've bought the investment, we've done upgrades to the water treatment plant, and now the debt is about to be $241 million at the end of this year. In 2015-16, our municipal debt is about to peak at around $3,300 per person. So we have to understand, how do we get out of this? We have to raise more and spend less. That's the only way to pay down debt. Thirdly, I'd like to talk about the role of government, and I think this issue is perfectly crystallized by the bike lanes issue. We can elect a government that, an intrusive government that actively tries to manipulate the way people live their lives. I don't think the bike lanes were needed. We're not a big enough city. If we were the size of Calgary or Edmonton, we might need this, but I really think that we should have a hands-off government that recognizes that certain investments must be made, but to leave the people to live their lives the way they see fit. Thank you very much.
Community friends, my name is Tara Veer, and I'm grateful for the privilege that you have given me over the past 9 years to represent you on your council, over the course of which I have been a strong advocate for common sense, citizen-minded local government. Past work ethic, attitude, and decision-making are a strong indicator of the work ethic, attitude, and decision-making that a candidate will bring to a new position of elected responsibilities. Throughout my past 3 council terms, I have consistently demonstrated myself as an industrious worker, passionate about our community, and personally committed to representing the people of Red Deer well. I invite you to view my platform in my brochure to gain a sense of my more general views on emerging public issues. But given that the Golden Circle is hosting us this evening, I'd like to speak directly to a few issues facing our senior population. So regardless of whom you choose, your next mayor and council must prioritize and, number 1, be committed to the affordability for seniors to live and maintain their quality of life, and be mindful of the cumulative effect of increases in both taxes and utility charges so that seniors who are able to can afford to live out and enjoy their years in their own home. Secondly, plan and budget for additional specialized transit service to meet the needs of our growing aging population. Third, be committed to maintaining accessibility throughout our community infrastructure. Fourth, speak as strong advocates to our provincial partners to meet the demands for housing and growing waiting lists. And finally, be committed to public safety and security throughout all areas of our community and uphold democratically established community standards.
Next thing that we can do, I believe, is something with the museum. The museum needs to appeal to the younger generation so that it can carry on in the future. The exhibits that are listed there need to take input from our youth today and get them involved in our museum so that it is better supported in the future. Another opportunity I see is to take maybe a page from Edmonton's book with the Fringe Festival. I've attended it many times, and you've got musicians on the streets, you've got displays of art, you've got actors in small plays. All of these promote the arts in our city and bring it to the forefront. I believe this is a good way to go, and I believe that also Red Deer College could be involved not only at the actor level, but also with the culinary arts. One other thing that Edmonton has that I really enjoy is how they have samples of all the different restaurants, the tastes of Edmonton. We could have something like that here with the tastes of Red Deer. Involve that with a fringe festival, I think it'd be very successful. Thank you so much.
Excuse me, I'd like to finish off what I was cut off last time. Services, I didn't mention services. If we're going to rob from Peter to pay Paul, we're going to fail on the services. If our financial health isn't in order, you're not going to get your potholes filled, you're not going to get your snow cleared. It's just that simple. We got to be very, very careful. So I have the same question. I have the art question, and somebody said, what supports, if any? I don't know who put the if any in there, but that's kind of misleading, that's kind of leading. I'm an artist. I play drums, I play guitar. I'm not too bad at the harmonica either. But here, I appreciate arts. I also think I'm a writer, but everybody else thinks they're a writer as well. But when it comes to the arts, I would demand from anything, including the arts, is a proper business analysis. What is the cost-benefit ratio? Who's going to benefit from this? And how much money are we going to spend? What I'm saying is we need to bring sound business principles to the office of the mayor and the council. And we have to make sure that it's going to benefit all of us, not just a special interest group. That's what I want to bring to this thing, to the position. Let me give you a real short story if I have time. I brought my wife to the Carnegie Hall in New York for our 25th anniversary. We saw Andre Bocelli. It was awesome. I'm telling that story because Dale Carnegie built the Carnegie Hall. Isn't it time for private industry to come forward and build maybe our new concert hall? Isn't that the way to do it? And maybe if we don't do that, maybe they can partner and spend most of that money. Let's raise the business in Red Deer to a point where people with wealth, which is good, can pitch in and buy that and build that for us. We don't have to do it with our tax dollars. That's an old model. We can help though.
I drew the question, should user fees be set so that recreation facilities pay their way? Well, let me begin by saying, if recreation facilities had to pay their way through user fees today, that those user fees would be considerably higher. I believe recreation fees serve a greater good, recreation facilities, serve the greater good, and that we all benefit when people pursue recreational opportunities. Therefore, fees should not be set at full cost recovery. I think equitable access is critical. Access fees are prohibitive for some people at every level. It's important to have programs that make access to recreation possible for all. I want you to think back to a time when you had an opportunity which changed your life. The things we have to offer in our community are often the things that set us on a new course for our lives, or on the best course for our lives. It's how we find our passions, it's how we discover our talents. What we have to offer in our community matters, and recreation is a key part of that. I just about lost my page to the wind. So no, I don't believe recreation fees should be cost recovery.
The question I drew was, what do you believe the root causes of crime, and how do you propose to deal with these root causes? And I'd like to divide this question into two parts. I'd like to talk about justice, and I'd like to talk about civil society. So, justice is a very retroactive thing. It happens in the past after a crime happens, and I remember when I was going to SAIT, I had a business law teacher, and he said, if you're looking for justice in this world, start talking to that guy up there, because it's a tough place to live in and crime will happen. So how do we deal with it? I think it's all about using all parts of civil society, individuals, families, neighborhoods, not-for-profits, clubs, businesses, and finally government. I think individuals, we need to understand that individuals If they commit a crime, then they're a criminal. So it all starts with the individual. Families, we have to understand that we have to teach our kids and our loved ones that, to live respectable lives. Neighborhoods, we need to look out for each other. It's a material world and we have material possessions, and we need to look after our own neighborhood. We need to make sure that not-for-profits look after those who can't help themselves so that they don't become potential criminals. And we need to, businesses have a role to play too. We need to make sure that people have work, stay busy. And finally, government through our main way to deal with crime through the government is the RCMP, and I think they do a pretty good job. So they do commendable work, but I think it takes all those levels to deal with the issue. Thank you very much.
During this, so I drew the question with respect to the 50-meter pool, and if the provincial government follows through on closing Michener Centre, would I support a 50-meter pool? So this is my response. During this past term of council, a proposed future location of the aquatic centre, including a 50-meter pool, was approved. But the $90 million price tag proved to be too cost prohibitive to approve construction of that vision. There is some evidence that Red Deer has a per capita laneway pool deficit compared to other communities, a condition which will of course be exacerbated if the province follows through on their plan to close Michener. If Red Deerians choose me as your next mayor, I believe there are 3 decisive steps that could be taken to at least help resolve or move forward on this issue. The first would be to explore the Michener site for potential refurbishment as opposed to renovating the recreation centre once again. Secondly, to review the aquatic centre vision and propose a substantially scaled back version of the project. There is some discussion that you could bring the project from 90 million to 50 million, and that would still include the 10 50-meter lanes and the bulkheads and the retractable floor that the competitive swimmers need. But even if we had a scaled back project to 50 million, that is still fairly substantial for us to handle in this economic climate. So as mayor, I would not be willing to fully debt finance the entire project, but would work with our community for federal and provincial corporate sponsorship and community fundraising. We could, of course, take on a municipal portion of the 50 million, but I fully believe that we could establish a capital projects reserve, and we could do pay-as-you-go capital or predominantly pay the municipal portion up front. Thank you.
I really hate this job where I get the looks that you get. We're now to the final portion of today's this evening's event. And each councillor candidate will have an opportunity to answer the question. What is unique about you that will benefit the city of Red Deer if you were elected? So each candidate will have 2 minutes to answer that question.
What would be unique about me is the educational aspect of the people that I graduated with are running companies like Halliburton, Suncor, Syncrude, and partnerships with companies of this volume we need to keep in Red Deer. The industrial tax base has been raised too high. If we lose our industrial customers, you have no idea what will happen to your residential taxes. We need to partner with these people on projects, and we need to stop raising their taxes. As things are going right now, they're moving to the county. They're going to Black Falls, Lacombe, Gasoline Alley, Mackenzie Sub. We are losing these people. Slumberjay is on the move right now to Mackenzie Sub. Their tax base is a big blow to us. My background with going to school with these people and the companies that they're running, we can partner with them to improve the tax base and get more out of our industrial customers. We got to protect them and keep from raising their taxes as well. It's a big move, and we need to do it to protect the citizens of Red Deer from this residential onslaught of 4.5% a year. Tax increases should match the basket of goods, the cost of living index. If it doesn't, we're reaching right into your take-home pay and taking it from you. To raise taxes 4.5% when people get a 2% raise, you can't be doing that. Let's work with our industrial partners and get something done that makes more sense to this community. Thank you.
So I'll state straight out, no more tax increase, trend down. That's what I stand for. No more debt. Come to the public library, I'll tell you how to do it. So what's unique about myself? Well, listen, first of all, everybody's unique. Everybody has skills, talents, and strengths they bring to the table. A council is a team with the mayor to use those skills. That's what I do in project management. We use those skills in order to accomplish a goal. So I'm all for diverse skills and talents. I'm a project manager, I'm a business analyst, I'm an SRED specialist. I work for some of the top firms in the world, including Deloitte & Touche. I work for the largest oil and gas companies in Calgary. I have to commute. What I'm trying to tell you is I have 30 years of business experience that I bring to the table from the private industry. And I have public office experience in council in Black Falls in 92, 95. My record there is 0, 0, and 2 for tax increase. They're checking the archives. They're having a hard time with that. I'm a CRM. I can help them with that. Also, no debt. And we look at Black Falls now. Look at how it's prospering. That's my record in public council. But from the private industry, I bring business analysis skills to make businesses faster, better, and look for innovation. Do you think the city of Red Deer could use that? I do. Project management skills to bring something from the beginning to the end and to deliver something. Do you think again that those kinds of skills could be applied in the private sector? I do. Looking for innovation and ways to do things faster and better, that's what I do. So listen, I'm going to wrap this up a little bit before I get closed off. I want to tell you that the only way I know how to lead is to be a servant leader. That's all.
Last time up tonight. As I look at my fellow candidates in the chairs beside me, I think what I might describe perhaps as unique. As I look at all of you, I think perhaps not all of it is unique. I am a daughter, daughter-in-law, mother, and wife. I am part of what we call the sandwich generation. I have kids at home, and I have aging parents. I think some of my experience is unique. As a parent, community leader, former business owner, and volunteer, this provides me with a strong foundation to serve as your mayor. I have served our community in elected capacity for a total of 18 years, 6 of those years as board chairman for the Red Deer Public School Board. During my time on school board, we handled some very challenging issues, including school closures, budget cuts, labor relations, and contract negotiations. The successful handling of these issues centered on strong relationships within the board and with administration. In my time as council, I have worked for fiscal balance in order to improve Red Deer's quality of life, renovate city facilities, and provide new amenities like the Paderney Center, the Glendale Skate Park, and the new Bluegrass Farms spray park. I am most proud of the work that we have done in the downtown. In November of 2010, I was elected to the board of the Alberta Urban Municipalities Association as a representative for mid-sized cities and served for a 2-year term. This experience provided many opportunities to draw attention to issues facing our cities at both the national and provincial level. Like Don Amori, on a more personal note, like Don Amori, I have lived in 4 provinces. I've lived on the farm, in big cities, and in small towns. I moved to Red Deer the first time in 1979, graduated from Lindsay Thurber, went off to university in Calgary where I graduated with a Bachelor of Arts in Communications degree. I have been married to my husband Dan for 26 years. We've been together 8 more than that. And together we have 3 sons, 21, 19, and almost 16. Thank you for your patience. Good night.
What makes me a unique candidate? I wish I could say something, but I'm not a unique candidate. I always see myself as an average person, and because I think that's what democracy is about. It's about our shared natural equality, right? We all have one vote. My vote counts as much for the person with the most experience. Someone with a PhD has the same vote as somebody who just goes to work every day, tries to work hard, and that's about it. I hope to restore the simple virtues back to municipal government: efficiency, humility, modesty, and thrift. If you've enjoyed what I've said, or if what I've said resonates with you, I would ask you to consider voting for me. There's 4 other candidates. If you prefer to vote for someone else, you have lots of options. Thank you very much.
Community friends, we all know that campaign promises, commitments, and posturing are plentiful. The best choice for our city in all elected offices are those who you intuit will keep their word to you and who are mindful of you throughout their term in community service, not just during election campaign season when you have nearly 50 people vying for your attention, favor, and votes. My focus for 9 years has been the best interests of the people. The mandate I seek from you is ultimately about a commitment to greater public service to you and the responsibility to influence the future of our community with you. Your next mayor needs to be many things, including being the leader of council and one who is able to win the respect and cooperation of your future councillors, an ambassador who will become a source of civic pride for all Red Deerians in representing you to the community and throughout Alberta, a sound and decisive decision maker who weighs and analyzes issues with a great sense of responsibility, and an influencer, one who can bring people together in order to accomplish initiatives that would otherwise prove to be too significant or cost prohibitive if we ventured to do so alone. My perspective on council has been unique, and Red Deer has an opportunity to join and surpass the ranks of other communities that have elected vibrant, young, capable, intelligent, energetic, visionary, and focused leaders who are committed to the best interests of the very people who are tasked and trusted to represent. In any organization or community, the leader sets the tone. If you desire a leader who has proven herself to be a genuine advocate of the people, a proud ambassador, a strategic and wise decision maker, and a committed public servant, then I ask for your consideration of support so that I may invest the next 4 years in service to you. Thank you.